Hey y'all, welcome back to Twin Oaks Farm Poultry on YouTube. I'm Melissa. Thanks for joining me at our little home place, Twin Oaks Family Farm in rural Southeast Ohio, USA. And today we are taking a video on some problem solving that we have done up here at the pullet egg production pen. So we actually did upload a video, I think on February 9th, 2024, showing you the production red pullets and their chicken house and some problems that we were working on solving. So, so we're going to take a look at what we've done to deal with some of those problems. And we actually have one of our favorite farm hands here, our youngest son, and we call him Drill Master, and our little Dotson Tanner there. But he and Mr. Twin Oaks, my husband, and then our oldest son, Owen, they have been putting up a chicken run. It is a small chicken run, but it's really going to be helpful to us for these production red pullets. So they are probably reference point on age. We'll go into their coop here in just a few moments, but reference point on age for them is that they're probably about 14 weeks old. We're thinking they'll start to lay eggs around 18 to 20 weeks of age. So this is the back side of the shed where our chickens stay, our egg production chickens stay. So as we're looking at it, on the left is where our flock of egg layers that are currently in active egg production stay, and on this end where the guys are, that is where these pullets are. So in the center, where the roof line is higher, is like a storage area where we keep some feed and stuff. But so we've had this cyclone fencing for years and years and years and years. So like it was originally on just the other side of the house at the other property line, and we used it for dog fencing. It's also held feeder calves, goats, I think that's it over the years, and dogs. So no, actually, and chickens. At one time, this cyclone fencing, when all we kept the chickens in was a chicken run, and they didn't have a chicken coop, and this was way back years ago when the chickens were just for our household egg use. We actually just used the cyclone fencing and kept them in it, and there was tree cover in their lot, and they didn't have a chicken coop. But so this little bit of cyclone fencing where the soil is bare was already here for the egg production hens. And again, is that ideal? Is it as good as free ranging? No, we don't think that it is. But also, it's a protective factor for our hens and keeps the predator risk very low for them, that we have a secure place for them to be in. In fact, just yesterday up here in these trees, and actually where the two young men are, I'm having a hard time seeing my own screen as I'm filming, but the red sweatshirt, the green sweatshirt, where the young men are there, in this area right here, yesterday we saw two hawks. So we try to keep this fencing and the little lot narrow, because overhead predators won't tend to fly into that narrow space. So anyway, it also, even though it's bare soil, it does actually help us. This was very difficult to mow because of the type of vegetation that was here. So it was always overgrown. So it really is helpful to us that it's not growing up in weeds too. But all they did, we had some of these metal T-posts. So I'm going to point to it for you. So some of these metal T-posts and this cyclone fencing, and we already had this lot with its piece running to the building. So they just tied in here at this corner, and there's some clips holding it. So these metal clips. So, and they set the T-post, so it only required like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going into the corner of the building. So they just set the T-post and stretched the cyclone fencing against it and putting the clips on. And so before they can fasten it up at the corner here, they went ahead, and you can see where they cut in the chicken door. So actually, y'all are with us getting to see the very first time that the pullets see their chicken door, maybe you'll get to see the very first time that they actually use their chicken door. So that's going to be the only way in and out for the chickens. And as I'm sure you're already putting together, we don't have a human gate into this enclosure. So there's not a way for us to easily get in and out of the enclosure. So it really will just be the hens in and out of it. We have a man door into their chicken coop. It may take them a few moments to decide to come out, hoping the dogs stay back. So yeah, so you can probably see her sticking her head out there. So there's 32. I don't know, I was just going to ask you that. Are y'all doing a ramp for them on this side or what? Well, a ramp would be nice for them, but got the perfect board for it. Look at that. So the crew is but there she came. So there. So they are going to go in and out, but I think the guys are going to put a ramp in for the gals, and that is easier for them to get in and out. I think that the chicken door hole that they cut in there for them ended up being like, did y'all say it's 15 inches across and 15 inches up?
Well, the metal is
the
wood ended up 12 inches wide and 14 inches tall.
Yeah, because actually we really didn't want to cut an opening in there, did we?
Nah.
We preferred to take this fencing further up and tie it into the exterior wall here on this end opening of this shed where that brown exterior wall is. But as it turned out, we only had enough of the cyclone fencing to go to the corner there. So this is the way it had to be. But inside, we'll step inside. Inside, there's actually wood on the inside of the metal exterior siding. So I think they're gonna love it. Thanks, Jared. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think they're gonna love it. So, okay, so anyway, we were hoping to bring that fencing actually like to here, because we have this panel I showed before in that video on the 9th that we could take out. But you know, you have what you have, and a lot of the premise around here is use it up and wear it out, and then if it's got a little more life in it, reuse it after that. So that's what we did. So inside we had a few problems to solve. The feeder tray and the water we felt were sitting too low, so we used some scrap pieces of wood and blocked up their feeder, and that's much better. I think we could block it up a little more. Ideally, we'd like to get it up, the tray up to the height of the birds' backs. Hello, friends. You have a lovely, lovely place to go outside now. Isn't that awesome? Yeah. So there you go. And you know what? I think I misspoke on something in a video we did on February 10th. I was talking about the Isa Browns, and they're also like a hybrid based on Rhode Island Red. Oh, got a little pecking order situation happening right there. So anyway, so in the other pen of the flock that's actively laying, we actually have mostly Isa Browns. They are based on Rhode Island Red genetics. These are production reds. They are also based on Rhode Island Red genetics. I think I misspoke saying at the time when we did the video on February 10th, I said that I thought the Isa Browns were Rhode Island Red and New Hampshire Red genetics, but I don't think that's right. I think I got mixed up with these birds. I'm thinking they're the ones that are Rhode Island Red and New Hampshire Red, and then those Isa Browns are Rhode Island Red with something else. But I'll double check myself on that. But at any rate, these production reds do seem heavier bodied than the Isa Browns. They're still lighter bodied than like the heritage and dual purpose breeds that we've had for egg production, but they do seem heavier bodied than those Isa Browns are. So that was interesting to me. And so here we also had this with the water dispenser. We wanted to get it up higher, so we blocked it up more, and it's still not, they're attaching a ramp outdoors, so it's still not quite as high as the height of their back. We could go a little higher there too, but certainly better than it was. So we're going to step back outside. So what we'll end up doing, do we want that open to the outside all the time? Not ideally, but actually the opening is similar to that for the other flock, for the egg layers, and it is open all the time, and we don't block it at night. We may start to cover those from the inside and block them at night for both flocks. So I love that they'll be able to get outside. The reason that they were no longer, we were letting them free range a couple of hours a day, and the reason that stopped is because they were actually, this group of production reds was actually going into our garage, because our garage is more along the lines of a carport situation. They were able to get in and out of it, so they were going in there, and we were concerned about them jumping on vehicles or being in places we don't want them to be, so we stopped letting them free range. So that brought this problem-solving issue more to the forefront of getting them an outdoor place to be able to get out in the sunshine and just get outside, because we do believe that chickens do have a need to be able to get outside at least some of their life and have that foraging experience, because that is an innate part of their behavior. So hey, thanks for joining us, and we appreciate it. And as far as our production reds needing to be able to get outside, problem solved. So glad that y'all joined us, and so glad that you take time and effort to watch our videos here at Twin Oaks Farm Poultry. Please subscribe if you haven't. Please like and comment, and we try to reply to all the feedback that we get, and we love your feedback. So thanks so much. Join us again at Twin Oaks Farm Poultry.